We created a comprehensive overview comparing the features and functionalities of our legacy OnLAW platform with our newly refreshed OnLAW Pro platform. This video will show you how to perform the same tasks in OnLAW and OnLAW Pro to prove that you won't lose any functionality you rely on and will instead gain a more intuitive user experience. We'll cover accessing a title, searching within a title, forms, case, and statute search, printing and downloading, bookmarks, and history. You'll also get a sneak peek at several upgraded features included in OnLAW Pro. As a longtime user of CEB content, you'll likely have a decent sense of which title to turn to in a given situation. To access that title in OnLAW, you click on the practice area, then click on the title to expand the table of contents and find the information you need. In OnLAW Pro, there are a few ways to access a title. From the home page, you can click Secondary Sources. Unless you've been working with our full OnLAW library, you'll notice that we have more practice areas listed in OnLAW Pro for our single and double library subscribers. Titles may live under a different practice area than you've been used to in OnLAW, and some titles are listed under multiple practice areas to make them easier to find. You can expand one practice area at a time or expand all practice areas if you're unsure where to look. The additional practice areas may take some getting used to, but we hope that finding titles will be easier with more precise categorization. Once you've located the title, click in and use the table of contents to find the chapter and subsection you need, just like you're used to. If this is a title you find yourself frequently referencing, you might consider adding it to your favorites. To do so, back on the Secondary Sources landing page, click the star that appears to the left when you hover over the title. Favorited titles appear at the top of the Secondary Sources landing page as well as on the home page for one-click access. On the Secondary Sources landing page, you'll see we've given you the option to view titles outside your current subscription by toggling to Out of Plan. Although you do not have access to the full contents of the out-of-plan titles, noted by the lock symbol, you can view the full table of contents of that title, including all subsections. That way, you can have a clear idea if upgrading your plan to include that practice area will give you the information you need. Another way to easily find a title without having to guess its practice area is to start typing part or all of the name into the search bar on the home page or at the top of any other page in OnLAW Pro. As you start typing, you'll immediately see a list of suggested searches and content, one of which should be the title you're looking for. Not seeing it? Continue typing the name of the title until it appears. Click on the suggestion to be taken to the title. From there, you can easily browse to the chapter and subsection you need. Note that when viewing content in OnLAW, you are only shown one section at a time and must use the arrows or the table of contents to navigate to surrounding sections. In OnLAW Pro, however, you are shown an entire chapter at a time. You can still navigate through the chapter or book using the table of contents along the left, but you are given a more contextual view of each section in this scrolling format. Although you likely know which title has the information you're looking for, you may not know which chapter or subsection in that title has precisely what you need. This is when you would use our Search Within a Title function. In OnLAW, you go through the Search tab and check the box next to the title you want to search within before entering your key terms and submitting the search. In OnLAW Pro, start by searching using key terms or natural language on the home page or at the top of the Secondary Sources landing page. If you started your search on the home page, you'll be taken to the All Results page, which will show you results across all our content types. Click the Secondary Sources tab under the search bar, then click Filter Search to the right of the tabs. Use the Titles filter to narrow your results to a specific title. If you want to see what information our other titles have on the topic, you could browse all titles within results and select those that are relevant, or narrow by practice area. To search additional key terms within the selected title or titles, use our Search Within Results filter. We know that our attorney-drafted forms are an invaluable resource to our users and need to be easy to find and access. In OnLAW, you go through the Search tab to get to Form Search, then type in your key terms and click Search. Finding these forms in OnLAW Pro is just as easy. From the home page or the secondary sources landing page, type in the key terms for the forms you need, then use the checkbox at the top, Show Forms Only, to narrow to forms. You can filter your results further by clicking the blue Filter Search just above the checkbox. When you have a case or statute and you want to find all the analysis we have for that primary law, you use the case and statute search functions. Under the Search tab in OnLAW, there's an option for case search and an option for statute search. When searching the database for all references to a case, you must be very precise, entering at least one word from the case name or formatting the citation just so. But as long as you comply with the requirements, you are given the full list of instances where the case is referenced in our content. And when searching for all references to a statute, you must select the code, then optionally include the section number. But again, you are given the full list of results. The OnLAW Pro search engine is not beholden to a specific format for cases or statutes. For cases, you can either start typing out the name of the case or the citation in any format, and the list of suggested searches and content should include the case you're interested in. If you click on the case name, you'll be taken to the case itself. Just below the name, however, you are given the option to view secondary sources citing this. Click that link to be taken to, you guessed it, the list of secondary sources citing to the case. If you click Search or hit Enter out of habit before noticing the list of suggestions, no worries, just navigate to the Secondary Sources Results page by clicking the Secondary Sources tab at the top. For statutes, you can search using the full name of the code or a common abbreviation. In the Type Ahead suggestions, in addition to a direct link to the statute, you'll see the option to view cases citing this and the option to view secondary sources citing this. If you end up on the All Search Results page, you can find these results under the Cases tab and the Secondary Sources tab, respectively. You can also find these lists when viewing the text of the code section. You'll see Citing Cases and Cross-Reference Secondary Sources just above the statute text. When viewing these lists, you can easily narrow down using the filters along the left. When you've found the right information you need, whether it's a form or a subsection, you may want to print and/or download it so you can easily refer back to it or share it with a colleague or boss. To download a form in OnLAW, you click the Word icon at the top of the form to download it as a Word document, which allows you to tailor it to the specifics of your matter. To print the form or chapter, or to save it as a PDF, you click the print icon in the top left menu, then select whether you would like to print only the section you are currently viewing or print multiple sections from the title. Printing and downloading in OnLAW Pro is nearly the same. Instead of a Word icon at the top of a form, you'll see Click to Download Form. Click the hyperlinked text and the download will automatically be saved to your computer downloads folder. From there, you can move it to another folder and rename it. To print the form or section, or to save it as a PDF, find the print icon in the top right corner of the page. From here, you can print the entire chapter or a custom selection. If you only want to print out a single form or section, we suggest you take note of the needed section number or numbers before clicking the print icon. This way, you can easily find what you need among the custom selection list. Mark the checkbox next to the desired section or sections, then click Print. Another helpful way to organize your research and easily return to it later is by utilizing the bookmark feature in OnLAW and OnLAW Pro. To bookmark a section in OnLAW, you click Add Bookmark above the text, then save it in an existing folder or create a new folder to save it in. To return to previously saved items, you click the bookmark icon in the top left menu. Bookmarking a section in OnLAW Pro is very similar. If you're not at the top of a page, click Back to Top, then click the gold bookmark icon in the top right corner. Like in OnLAW, you can save it to an existing folder or create a new folder. To utilize your saved bookmarks, click on the same bookmark icon from any page. Navigate between saved folders using the drop-down list on the left. While OnLAW only allows you to bookmark secondary sources, OnLAW Pro allows you to bookmark all content types, including news articles, primary law, and secondary sources. When you inevitably get interrupted during a research session, you can jump right back in using the History feature. In OnLAW, you return to your search history through the Search tab. From there, you can return to your search results with a single click. In OnLAW Pro, you can find your most recent search, view, and browsing history on your homepage, just below your favorited secondary sources, or you can view your full history by clicking the history icon in the upper right corner of any page. This allows you to not only return to your previous search results, but also to return to previously viewed content directly from the history list. This history, however, only tracks your activity in the OnLAW Pro platform, meaning your search history in OnLAW does not carry over. Along with some of the additional features mentioned throughout this video, there are a few more tools we've built into OnLAW Pro to make your time in our research platform as efficient as possible, so you can move on from research to application quickly and with confidence. One of the best tools we could offer you is more content, primary law and secondary sources, and that's exactly what you get in OnLAW Pro. You'll have direct access to our full database of cases, statutes, and rules of court without having to switch platforms. And any search you run will produce relevant primary law results along with relevant secondary sources results. We've also rounded out each of our OnLAW Pro libraries to include more generally applicable titles, including those related to law practice management and civil litigation where applicable. And with access to all the additional content, we've also included access to our case citator, TrueCite. TrueCite is attorney-reviewed and updated daily to ensure that all our cases are marked with the right treatment and nuance. Our color-coded case treatments offer at-a-glance insights on whether a case may be usable. And by clicking on a treatment, you can see why it has been flagged, which subsequent decision is responsible for the most critical treatment, and when the case was last cited. Like in OnLAW, citations to primary law and CEB secondary sources are hyperlinked throughout. Unlike in OnLAW, however, clicking a primary law citation in OnLAW Pro will not load a new page or open a new browser tab. Instead, the primary law appears in the lower right corner of the screen to help you maintain your focus on your research. When you're done reviewing the primary law, you can either open it fully to its own browser tab, minimize it to the bottom of the screen as an easy reference, or close it completely. Clicking the secondary sources citations, on the other hand, will take you to that practice guide completely. Another tool you'll gain in your transition to OnLAW Pro is the ability to copy with Cite. No more worrying whether your citation is properly formatted. When you find something useful, highlight the relevant text and select whether you want the citation to appear according to the California style rules or the standard style rules, meaning the Blue Book or federal style. Click Copy, then simply paste into any document or email. The selected text and styled citation will appear. The ability to copy with Cite is especially helpful when copying primary law, but the option to copy with Cite also appears in the right margin of our secondary sources when you highlight text. After all, the California Appellate and Supreme Courts have cited to our practice guides in published cases. Why shouldn't you cite to our content in your memos and briefs? As you may have noticed, search engine technology has come a long way since we first created the OnLAW platform, and we've implemented that modern technology in our OnLAW Pro platform. OnLAW Pro still supports searches using keywords and Boolean terms and connectors, but it also supports natural language search. Our best-in-class legal search is able to understand legal phrases and concepts, including common legal acronyms and abbreviations, to return the most relevant results. We've also optimized the search experience with a dynamic All Results page that provides the top 3 results from each content type: secondary sources, statutes, cases, rules of court, and news, putting the most relevant content type at the top. And within each content type results page, you're able to narrow your results using content type specific filters, which should reduce the amount of time it takes to find the information you need. We can't wait for you to start using OnLAW Pro. You'll have the same trusted capabilities you depend on, plus a more modern, intuitive experience built to help you work smarter every day.